So for our buckle piece, we want to skive this down a little bit. And if you look at any of your belts, you may actually see this. Go ahead and check where the buckle is, and you'll notice that where that curve happens to wrap around the buckle, the leather is going to be a little bit thinner in that area compared to the rest of the belt. And that's because it's been skived down. Basically, they've tried to find where, when the two halves meet, that leather is going to be as thick as the whole piece that's going around your waist. And that's just going to make it a little bit easier for that buckle to fit and not be too bulky. So what I did was I took the strap that's going to be my buckle, kind of just bent it over right in the center. You know, we found where the hole is going to be. I've already kind of marked it out, you know, put my hole punch in there and just kind of worked it back and forth to get the impression. Folded that over, and then I'm going to use my little stylus here and basically just scratch out where that's going to meet. Now that I have that mark there, I'm essentially just going to take my skiver, and this is called a super skiver. It looks and acts just like a razor blade, you know, for your face or your legs, whichever you wish to use it for, your underarms, all those wonderful things. And I'm just going to basically run it along the leather, and it's going to bite a little bit, and you may take off, you know, layers and all that kind of stuff. And you want to be a little careful here. You don't want to bite and end up, you know, essentially cutting too deep into the leather and, you know, just cutting this thing straight in half. So you just kind of want to watch that. If you start to cut a little too deep, you can back off. But I'm just wanting to bring essentially this centerpiece, just make it a little bit thinner. Come down here to the end. Probably shouldn't do this on the on this thing. Be time to replace it soon. Anyways, you see, I'm just kind of getting that down, shaving it down, thinning it up. Just going to test it here. Let's make it a little bit thinner. Probably, if you want to make it thinnest just through the center, I found that generally works for my purposes too. Though I don't skive a whole lot. Sometimes the leather you can get, it just bites too deep and ends up just ruining the piece. But this particular leather seems to be doing pretty good. You know, just taking off little bits at a time. It's looking good, looking good. Just gonna focus here on the end a little bit. All right, so if you feel, well, you can't feel it, but maybe you can see how compared to here, it's just a little bit thinner now. So if I close this up, this area in here is just a little bit thinner than this area back here. And that's skiving in a nutshell. You may have to do it from time to time. Ooh, biting a little too deep there. That's what I'm saying. If I bite, sometimes I'll go crossways if I need to. All right. Great. I think that's good and skived. So I just have to re-dye these. I thought their color was a little off from the rest. So we'll dye these. You'll see where I've gone and marked in where my stitch lines needed to be for these. And I'll get these kind of re-dyed up, and then we'll put the Resolene on.